Hello, what's up, guys? Welcome to You Ain't Grizz Baby, episode 7. It's been a long time, but my name is Dunkus, and who do I got with me?
My name is John Men's Asses.
My name is Bendro, sometimes with 3 eyes.
Hey, what's up, guys? I am Goldglove.
And I am Hutch.
Welcome.
Welcome to our podcast.
So why haven't we done this in a while?
You guys have all been playing Black Ops, and I've been real angry because mine doesn't work.
You've been angry because of the bet that you made last podcast.
What bet did I make last podcast?
It wasn't really a bet. It was just a challenge that you couldn't go a month without beer.
I've had like one beer since we made that thing because somebody in my family brewed some beer, and I was like, I want that.
Let me cut you off. The challenge was simple and it was really black and white. There was no gray area with the challenge, so
I lost. I lost. I'll be right back. I'm going to get a beer. Beer back.
I don't even believe him when he says he had one beer. If he's got beer,
no way. He had way more.
No way.
Maybe that's why he's been gone for so long.
Yeah.
I've been fucking busy as hell. I don't know about you guys, but it's the holiday season, and so machinima, especially with Black Ops coming out, and the live stream just destroyed my sleep cycle for the first week. I was totally fucked.
How many hours do you think you've put on the live stream? Like just you playing or you being there watching or whatever?
Me playing, I've put in 3 shifts, so that's 12 hours, but me actually like sitting in and getting FaceTime in the thing, like, oh man, a lot. And now we have I mean, that's not hard work. I'm not making any bones about that, but now we have so much stuff that we got to cram into the next month because we go on a holiday break for 2.5 weeks at the end of the year. So we have to get caught up. We have to do all that work in advance, and it's nuts. It's completely nuts right now.
Do you guys have any predictions on when you're going to reach 15th? Like, has anybody done any calculations or anything like that?
Well, it's taken us a little over a week to get to 6, but I think we're hitting like a faster stride. We never really, like, the whole thing was like really, we didn't put a whole lot of planning into it, and it came out really well. Like, we had a meeting like the week before to decide how we were going to approach the Black Ops launch, and then the live stream got suggested, and we put it together in a week. And we didn't, like, I wish we would have had time to sit down and be like, well, if you complete all the gun challenges, then you get XP, or if you complete all the perk challenges, then you get XP. Because as it stands right now, people are like, they're picking their favorite gun, and then they're using that gun the whole time, myself included. And we're kind of robbing ourselves on the amount of XP that we could be getting from all those gun challenges.
So you guys have played for like 7 days, or well, obviously since the release, but
yeah,
you guys had some hiccups though.
Yeah, our internet gets kind of screwy sometimes, and then we got banned. I don't know how we got banned, but we got banned on, I think, Saturday.
Anthony was saying because it was you guys had kick-ass in your bio or something.
Really? We had kick-ass in there?
I'm guessing kick-ass gameplay or something.
Yep.
Yeah, they usually don't ban that, though. Like, don't they just change it and put code of conduct?
Usually, but I don't know.
You get a 24-hour ban.
Oh, yeah, you get a 24-hour ban. That's right.
Oh, whoops.
Yep.
Have you guys had to switch out Xboxes at all, or just run on the same one?
Yeah, we have 2 Xboxes, and then we have an intercooler, like one of that extension, that cooler thing that keeps it from overheating.
Right.
And so we switch out Xboxes every 8 hours, so we don't like blow up the entire office.
It's probably smart. So you guys want to get into our thoughts on Black Ops?
Yeah, I've already been on Painkiller already, and I talked a bunch about it, so I want to hear what John has to say, because he's playing on PC, and none of us are playing on it.
The game itself is fantastic. It's exactly what Call of Duty 4 was, with just more recoil, and like the competitive scene, once the mods get released, it's going to be huge. You're going to see a lot of lands, you're going to see a lot more Mazzarini frag movies and things like that with it. But as it stands right now, because console's the primary source of income for these companies, it kind of slacked off on the PC release, so there's tons of performance issues. Like, my computer's really good, and I get, shitty frame rates, and there'll be a guy with a crappy-ass dual-core machine that has perfect, it plays perfectly for him, and it's just not optimized for every hardware configuration. So I've probably put like 6 hours into it, playing with 40 or 30 or 40 frames a second because it's just poorly optimized. But I do like the game. I have a good time with it.
Yeah, take the glitches out of the game and just talk about the game itself.
It's a completely different experience on PC because I've played console now too. PC players are not campy, whereas like console people, when they don't know the maps, I think that's why Black Ops is the way it is right now, is people are still learning the maps, so they're just going to camp and wait for kills. Whereas like Modern Warfare 2 changed a little bit after a while, people are going to start rushing and whatnot. But with Black Ops on PC, as soon as the game comes out, people just run and gun and they rush because PC kind of relies more on aim because it's easier to aim with a mouse. So like whoever aims better than the other person's going to win the gunfight. Whereas console has a little bit of delay because thumbsticks aren't quite as accurate. So it's a completely different experience. If you have a computer capable of running it, just buy it. $60, play it, and you'll be shocked that it's the same game that you're playing on Xbox. Now the Xbox version, I'm terrible, so I can't really give you guys an opinion on that.
It's the best Call of Duty game to date, I think. Yeah. Multiplayer wise, I haven't played through single player, but I've heard it's amazing.
Do it.
I played through this myself.
Well, as soon as I loaded it up on release night, I played multiplayer on PC for like an hour, and I was like, this just sucks because there's no reason my computer should be running it so shitty. So I was like, I'll go play single player, and the frame rate sucks in single player too, but it's more tolerable because I'm not getting killed by real people. So yeah. I played through the single player that night, and it was outstanding. It's so violent compared to the other Call of Duties too.
World of War is pretty violent.
That's the thing. That's the thing I've noticed the most about this game that I wish they would have implemented from World at War is the death animations. Like in World at War, you could blow somebody's fucking arms off with DTRS, and you can't do that in this. Like it just doesn't seem nearly as gory.
The gift factory.
Yeah, the reason for that is all the camos and all the stuff you can attach to your gun that takes up memory. So that's why they never had. Yeah, that's why they never had camos in World at War because of all the gore. They said that back in the day because everybody was so pissed they couldn't have their gold gun because they were coming off Call of Duty 4. But this one, JD went on record on Twitter, I believe, saying it was either gore or a lot of customization. So that's what they chose to go with. Yeah, but there's gore in single player.
See, that's where I like the PC aspect. We're not limited. Oops, I flipped my mic off. We're not limited by those things, so it kind of sucks that we had to, But our disc is literally just a port of the console version. Like if you open up your config file, you'll find 100 different lines that state Xbox Live. It's a load of shit. But once mod tools are released, I will not be bitching anymore.
There's gore in single player because I was just playing in the Vietnam mission. I was in a trench with the flashlight and the revolver, and I shot a dude, and his arm fell off because of the revolver. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, you can blow a guy's chest cavity out in that using that gun. And I know that exact same spot what you're talking about there.
Yeah, it's scary. Go ahead.
Biggest thing I'm impressed with is Treyarch's, and a lot of people are bitching because there's bugs when the game is released. But compare what Treyarch has done already to what Infinity Ward did the entire time the game was out. Treyarch has already put out more patches and fixed more things than Infinity Ward fixed the entire time Modern Warfare 2 was the game. So Treyarch did a great job.
Yeah, and you can tell by if people are saying that they're not really doing anything, look up in the upper right-hand corner, like when you're searching for a game, there's a version number, and it'll tell you how often they're making changes. I know sometimes they're making playlist changes and stuff like that, but I mean, they've already made so many changes. Like every time I sign on, there's like 2 or 3 numbers, like it's 2 or 3 numbers higher, so you just know that they're doing something.
I'd prefer if Nuketown was taken out of the rotation so much.
I think it was.
You can tell that it's not in it as much.
I didn't play it at all tonight. I played for like 3 hours. I never got Nuketown once.
Really? Did they already address that?
It wasn't even in the voting options. It just wasn't there.
Their devs are so active on Twitter, too. It's fantastic. Plus, Dave Vondahar is the funniest fucking dude ever.
Dude, his forum comments or posts are hilarious.
Some kid's like, what's your favorite perk setup? He's like, Quickscope Optic Montage Pro, Commando Pro, and Anti-Hater Shield Pro.
Yeah, he's got kind of a hard-on for the Optic guys. He's always giving them shit, like in their tweets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess if they were an Optic, you would feel flattered by that at the very least.
They do think I mean, I don't agree with what they did with sniping, but I think they should have got it back to COD 4. Yeah. Because what Optic guys do, that's not easy. Not everybody can do that, I'm sorry. They think that everybody can do that easily. Fuck that.
Yeah, on COD 4, it's a little bit trickier than Modern Warfare 2. I want to go on, like, if we can, I don't want to spend too much time on quickscoping personally, just because it's a topic that's been talked about so much. But like, here's the deal: when I heard about what happened before the game had launched, I was pretty sad. I was like, man, because sniping is where my roots are in Call of Duty. It's, you know, the first time I picked up a bolt action, I was like hooked. And I've really, that's the first thing I check whenever I get a new COD game is like, how are the snipers in this game? Every single time. I did it for COD 3, 4, 5, and 6, and now this one. And when I heard about what they did and when I saw it with my own eyes, I was like super, super bummed. And I still am like a little disappointed that I can't, you know, I personally I don't have any desire to pick up a sniper anymore because I feel like Call of Duty is a Twitch shooter, and when I can't play a sniper like a Twitch with a Twitch, then there's no point to it for me personally. I just feel like I'm so limited when I pick up a bolt action or any of the other snipers. But on the other hand, and I want to know how you guys feel about this, I fucking love that I'm not surrounded by a bunch of miniature grizzes in Domination.
Oh yeah,
same here.
I fucking love it. Almost more than I love being able to be really quick with a sniper rifle.
That was like today. I was playing Domination, and I went, whatever. I had a good KDR. I was capping flags, and then the game ends, and I look down, and my teammate had 11 caps, and I was like, thank the Lord. Like, You've got to be kidding me. This guy is not grizzing it. He's playing the objective. Like, that's awesome.
Well, Grizz plays the objective, let's be fair, but so we're talking about the mini Grizzes.
I'm talking about the mini wannabe Grizz.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It got so bad for the Domination playlist in every COD game. World of War, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, you go in Domination, you will find so many Grizzes, it's not even funny. And in Treyarch's defense, and I know people are going to accuse me of tonguing their assholes at this point, but in Treyarch's defense, I fucking love the fact that I don't have to deal with that anymore. Because that obnoxious shit, took away from the experience for me playing this game more often than not. And now when I go and play Domination, I feel like I'm actually like playing the game. And I'm not fucking like laughing at this asshole spinning off the roof or whatever the hell else they do, you know?
Yeah, because I think all of us can agree that, well, me personally, I hate to lose. I extremely hate it. I don't care what I'm doing. I hate losing. And when you see a kid jumping off roofs, like spinning around and killing himself, trying to get a no-scope 1300 or whatever he's trying to do, it's so aggravating. And you can't get rid of them. You can't tell them to do something else like in the other Call of Duties, but you just don't run into that. And now the only thing I'm really running into sniper-wise is ACOG scopes. People seem to like that, I guess. I don't know why. But it's like once every 10 games I run into a sniper. And personally, I don't have a problem with it. The only thing I do have a problem with is the ghillie suit. Because from all the other Call of Duties, the ghillie suit signified a sniper. And still to this day, like I think I see a ghillie suit and I'm like, oh my god, easy kill. But then it's a ghost. So I'm still trying to transition from that.
Oh, that fucks me up so bad.
I think that's the only real problem I have.
I've never been killed by an ACOG sniper in this game.
I got killed.
I haven't either.
AK,
not to my knowledge.
I actually use that a lot. It's actually, like, you can quickscope with it.
Like the Dragunov?
You can use it.
No, you can't, dude. It randomizes the bullet for the first. It randomizes the bullet for the same amount of time that it does with every other scope on the gun.
No, it doesn't. Trust me, dude. I've been using it.
Yes, it does, dude. Do you want me to open? I swear to God.
Way.
I'm gonna turn on the game right now and put this to the test.
You go into a private match with an ACOG scope and you try to quickscope with it. It is 80% more accurate.
Okay, let's stop arguing and then I'll just look it up right now calmly and then tell you to fuck yourself when I find out that I'm wrong.
One thing I want to talk about, as of yesterday, I've played 22 hours on Black Ops and I looked at times killed by certain weapons because you can do that.
Yeah.
Combat record. I've been noob-tubed 24 times in 22 hours.
Oh, man.
And that is a total 180 because I could say I've been noob-tubed 24 times in 1 hour of Modern Warfare 2.
How many times have you been killed by a sniper?
I didn't look at that, but I looked at the knife and I looked at the noob tube. It was like 45 knives in 2 hours in 24 noob tubes.
45 knives? That's it?
It's under 20 snipes for me, and it's 148 knives I've been killed by.
I've been knifed probably 300 plus times.
No, you have not. Get out.
God, I'm gonna slap.
It's so easy to avoid getting knives, dude. So easy.
No,
Why
it's
don't you
not.
guys just hate fucking get it over with?
Here's the thing, dude. Like, they made a game which is not spawn rush friendly. So if you're, I mean, I know that knifing happens. It's not only when you're like rushing spawn or whatever, but they made a game that they clearly want you to keep your distance unless you're using a gun that's suited for it. And if people can't handle the fact that they don't want you rushing spawn and that knife. Like, the knife does not have a commando lunge. Like, the 5 feet teleport knives that you're seeing on YouTube, while that can seem pretty disheartening, people need to take into account that lag plays such a huge factor in that. And that the reality is that you're not literally teleporting 5 feet. That's how your latency or ping is interpreting it. And so it just looks like that on screen.
Even I experienced that once. I was on Hanoi, and it was actually the game-winning kill, so everybody saw it. But it was a little bit different on the kill cam because, there's lag. But I was chasing a guy through a house, second story. He jumped out of a window, and just for shits, I hit the knife, and I ended up getting the kill. And on the final game-winning kill cam, the dude was already out the window, and I couldn't see his body at all, and I just knifed thin air and got the kill. Stuff like that, that's what pisses people off, but that doesn't happen every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've experienced it on both ends, and they find every little thing they can to cry about in this game. Like, there's no more noob tubes to cry about, so they got to cry about the knife. Like, nobody cried about the knife. The standard knife in Modern Warfare 2 is only Commando, and then once Commando was gone, that placebo effect that Commando brought on everybody is taken over to this game, and everybody thinks they're getting Commandoed.
Well, I think
It looks like they used the bayonet lunge for, like, the standard knife.
Yeah.
Because the standard knife in World of War you had to be perfectly positioned to get a lunge. It was really hard to get a lunge with the standard knife, but if you had the bayonet, you would do like a little bit of a lunge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
half the time.
not complaining. Like, I love Black Ops. I think it's an awesome game. It's really balanced. It's just, I get knifed sometimes where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, how is that possible?
Yeah, I mean, everybody does, but it's just funny seeing people.
1118, experimental slight reduction on knife lunge range. This is a trial change. Enjoy that, folks. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
Hey, Goldglove, by the way, you're wrong about the ACOG scope.
Bullshit. Shut up.
Will you quit arguing about it?
I think the whole thing about the knives or problems with the game is that everybody is going to have a problem with the game unless they create it themselves. Everybody has their own problems. Everybody has their own issues. And I think that the whole reason that people complain is because they personally, in the way they play, they don't like how it's made. And to be perfectly honest, this Call of Duty is the best one I've ever played. I know Goldglove said that. And I think what this game did, it made the good players better. And I don't think it's quite as noob-friendly. I know that they switched up the spawns to kind of randomize it and stuff like that. But I know you have to be on target a lot more. And it seems that me personally, I've had a lot more success with it because I wouldn't consider myself a good player, but I know how to play the game, and I've had more luck with this game than other games, I guess.
It's just the fact that you can't counter the knife. You can counter every single thing in Call of Duty. Like, if somebody puts a spy plane, you can wear Ghost, you can throw up a counter UAV, but you can't counter the knife. That's why people are so pissed off. Like, if Flak Jacket Pro or something people were saying was a 2-hit kill, then it would counter the knife and it would shut everybody up. But that's the only thing I can see. Like, there's no legitimate counter to mashing the thumbstick when you get nervous.
I think some of the maps are a little too bright. Array is super bright on my TV. Maybe I got my settings cranked up too high, but before I forget, did you guys know that did you guys read that like a dev talked about how Nazi zombies came to be what it was from World of War?
Yeah, they were just messing around. They created like a side game.
Well, no, I don't know if they were messing around. Like they wanted to create something along the same lines as arcade mode from Call of Duty 4 or the airplane mission. Mm-hmm. And so they were like, one of the devs was like racking his brain, and there was some tower defense game going on that he was playing at the time. I think it was a Flash game. And it's the same kind of setup. You have to like build barriers You have to choose between buying weapons or building barriers and things like that.
Yeah, it's called Balloon Defense. I played that all the time.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of different ones.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah,
Best game ever.
There's another one like it. There's a lot of games that are like that.
Well, anyways, there's one part in the single-player mission of World of War where the Japanese get bombed and they kind of walk around dazed, and somebody made the comment that they kind of look like zombies. And a day later, it occurred to the guy. He's like, "Let's do that Nazi zombies." And originally, it was shot down because the guy was like, "It doesn't fit the theme of our game. Like, it makes no sense to throw that in there." And then, and we don't have time to throw it together. And then the guy took it to the other devs, and everybody loved the idea, and so they like really rallied behind it to get it made. And it ended up being like
it's outstanding.
One of the most
it's like
popular things that Treyarch has done.
It's actually better than the majority of like zombie games. Like I almost enjoy that game more than I enjoy Left 4 Dead 2.
Dude, Nazi zombies in Black Ops is so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The dogs just make me shit myself.
Do you guys actually like playing zombies? Do you actually enjoy it?
It's fun.
I think, God, man, if anybody's up to play something right after this podcast, I'd be down. I haven't really given it too much of a shot. I've played 5, like maybe 4 times, and then I played the first map a couple times. And the first map seems to be a little bit easier than 5, but 5 is so hard. Like the teleporter sometimes takes you to a random spot, and you got that asshole scientist that runs around and steals your gun, and like you can't kill him, as far as I know, right?
Yeah, you can.
No, those fuck. I could not kill that son of a bitch.
There's an achievement for killing him.
I could not kill him.
Does he drop all your weapons after you kill him?
No, he drops max ammo or the thing that makes all the boxes appear and they're all $10.
Oh, okay.
The dog tag. But I got to level 25 on the theater, the first one, and it does get boring after a while when you're sitting there for 2 hours holding a zombie at the window while everybody upgrades their gun. But if you can get in like 5, I can't see 5 lasting 3 hours because it's so hectic and close quarters and.
I think XCal said he got to level 28 with that one.
XCal's not really human.
Yeah, but he's like a Nazi zombie prodigy. He got to like level 38 by himself on the last World of War zombies map.
Dear Reese or whatever.
Yeah, he's just good at everything he does.
I personally don't like zombies, man. I can't stand it. Like it takes. Well, I guess it depends on who you play with and the game style and stuff like that. But usually the people I play with and like what we do, we hold people at a door for 5 minutes trying to refill our stuff, and it's just like it turns into an investment. Like you got to play for like 3 hours to get to where it's actually hard, and I just don't find it fun.
That's fun. You never did that with Shinu Noma on World at War? That was my favorite zombies map.
Yeah, I did that, but I mean, I could play it maybe once a month, at the most.
Interesting.
Dude, some people just buy the Treyarch games just for Nazi zombies.
I doubt that.
No, my buddy Dane did. He's like, is Nazi zombies on it? I was like, yep. He's like, yep, buying that.
Interesting. Have you guys played the top-down shooter yet?
Yep. No. That's really fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not like stellar, but it's fun. It's definitely a good time.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few things about the game that aren't perfect that I wish that they would have gone a different direction in.
I like that recoil. Recoil gives me an erection.
Yeah, the recoil's hot. I love that shit. You know what? I had to hop on Modern Warfare 2 because I'm doing like a history of Call of Duty series. And the next one up is Modern Warfare 2, and I'm just going to do an entire episode on that one, and then an entire episode on Black Ops. But I had to play Modern Warfare 2 to capture footage for it, and it felt like work. I was so bummed that I was playing that game. I fucking hate that game. With every, it's so bad. It's not good. Like I enjoyed it for 6 months, so I can honestly say that I did get my money's worth. I'm not going to say that I didn't get my money's worth, but at this point in the game's life, it's just fucking atrocious. It's just an atrocious first-person shooter.
What kind of people did you run into?
It's redundant, but like noob tubes. Like that's all you run into on Modern Warfare 2 is noob tubes. Like, at least three guys on the other team will be using a noob tube. Like I feel like it's a coin flip when I play Black Ops. Like I don't know, maybe I'm gonna do good this game, maybe I'm not. And not in Black Ops. I don't know if I just said that, but in Modern Warfare 2. But in Black Ops, like, I feel like, okay, I'm probably gonna do good this game. Like, I feel comfortable with the game. Goldie was saying right before the podcast started, but my kill death ratio is higher than it's ever been before. Probably because I put down the sniper.
Yeah.
That probably had something to do with it. But I feel like I can control I'm in control of the game. Like, there's nothing. I never feel that sense of pandemonium that I felt with Modern Warfare 2, and that's like with that for a first-person shooter that takes me completely out of the experience. COD 4 had a lot of that too. COD 4 wasn't immune to it. Like, strike domination was just full-on shenanigans. It was fun when you were on the winning side of it, but it was just pandemonium. Same thing with like Vacant, and I don't feel like, with the exception of Nuketown and maybe Firing Range ish. None of these maps, I feel like, get out of hand. You can always reestablish yourself and get back in the fight and do something productive.
I think Nuketown would be amazing if the spawns wouldn't flip so fast. Because right off the bat, like, I'm not even out of my side of the yard, and people are already dead and spawning behind me. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, the spawn system on that game is bad. I'm gonna be the first person to admit it.
I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just different.
Did they tweak it at all with this last update?
But they're working on it.
Yeah.
He's Vondahar said send him videos of like when it messes up, and they're gonna work on it. He said a lot of it has to do with air support and trying to spawn players outside of air support range.
Right.
Well, that makes sense.
Causing them to spawn by you because you just drop the air support on the other side of the map where they are, and the game takes it as a priority to spawn them away from the air support. And they prioritize that over spawning it near you, or spawning them near you. So they're going to spawn like right behind you, because they just flip the priorities. He said, and they're working on it, and they know what's up.
I haven't bothered to go into theater to see where people are spawning. And at first, I thought people were being a little too nitpicky when it came to complaining about spawns. But after playing the game for over a week, there's definitely been some situations where I'm like, whoa. Really? Did he really just spawn like right? A guy spawned. I had an experience tonight when I was playing with you guys actually, where I had set up a claymore. We were playing demolition. I was like guarding the bee bomb that we had just planted, and a guy spawned into my claymore, and then took a step back. He immediately took a step back because he saw me, and then I got killed by my own claymore because I was standing right by him. But. That, I don't know if that's really ever happened to me in other COD games.
What map was that?
That was on, is Grid the one? Yeah, it's Grid. The one that's kind of snowy on one side of the map.
Yeah. The only map I really have a problem with is Firing Range, because on Firing Range, there's that one, you got that actual firing range, it's like in the back right side of the map if you spawn on one side, and they spawn in that corner by the red building. Mm-hmm. If they, let's say, in Domination have C, that's like one of their spawn points is right there. And then, like, from where they spawn, they could go to A or B. And, like, if you have control of A and B, they can spawn right to your right. And it's just, that's really the only real problem I see in the game. Is that spawn on that map.
I wouldn't say they're bad. Like, they're not bad spawns, but, like, the thing is that, like, people that play Call of Duty just exaggerate like fuck. So they have one bad experience and they're like, it's fucking horrible. When really it's like, the spawns they're fine, they just need to be tweaked a little bit. They're not horrible.
Well, in a sense, if you're on the losing team and you're the team that's getting just thrashed, those spawns are nice. Like, you actually get a chance to get some kills. You're not spawn trapped, you know? So in that sense, it's actually good, but... I mean, I miss my Modern Warfare 2 spawn traps a little bit, you know, on Domination, spawn trapping people a day. I liked that. But
you can still spawn trap the fucking shit out of people, like spawn trapping on Summit Demolition when you're on offense and they spawn. I don't know like what side it is. It's on a lower elevation.
A Domination side. Whenever you got that chopper gunner tonight, you got like 20 kills with it.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. No, I did more work with the FAMAS than I did with the chopper gunner. I had like a montage moment there. I plowed down like 10 to 15 guys with the FAMAS, like back to back to back to back, because they would not spawn anywhere else besides that one building. So I think for some game types, you can definitely control spawn. Yeah. You can definitely wreck.
Yeah. I mean, especially Demolition. I feel like Demolition always has spawns that really don't switch that often.
Yeah, that's the nature of the game. It's like Sabo. So it's really hard to. You can't flip Sabo spawns. Like the other team's never going to spawn on the complete opposite side where you spawned at.
Right.
Unless the whole team's like in their spawn, which I would hope to God you're not trying
to
do.
It'll be middle of the map.
Yeah, they'll spawn them on the side or the middle. They won't spawn them on your side.
Just because of where the bomb sites are placed.
Yeah.
One thing I've kind of noticed is Modern Warfare 2's effect on the community. Like, it's turned everybody into complainers. Like, granted that Modern Warfare 2, it was alright to complain about that because there was legitimate flaws, but now that we don't have that many flaws in Black Ops, they're just searching for stuff because they miss complaining.
Why the fuck are people complaining about Ghost and calling it, the most overpowered thing in the game?
I thought that was ridiculous.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
The fact that you don't even, you're not even, the only thing that Ghost does for you is you're off the spy plane. You have to get Ghost Pro in order to be invisible from any kind of offensive air support. So I think it's balanced as shit.
I think it's awesome. I love it.
I don't have a problem with it.
I wouldn't mind if they took the mini-map out of the game. Like, I don't like red dots on mini-maps. I don't like them in Halo. Like, if you have a mini-map and, like, the red dots when somebody fires, okay, yeah, that makes sense, but I like the tactical element of not having, like, knowing exactly where the enemy is. And ironically, I think the Blackbird is the coolest.
I was about to say something about that.
But that's because it's just so powerful. That kill streak is just, I love that kill streak.
Do you guys
the funny
think
thing is, you can counter it with a counter spy plane, which is only a 3 kill streak if you got hardline. So you can easily counter that. I've just never run into that before. It's never been countered for me.
But the Blackbird lasts a lot longer than a counter spy plane, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blackbird is the greatest kill streak in
and you can shoot a counter spy plane down like really easily too.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Do you guys think there should be a counter to the Blackbird, or is it fair?
No, I think that's awesome. If you get 8 kills, like it's pretty hard to get 8 kills. It's not. I get Blackbirds frequently, but it's still like you have to be on your A game. You can't just like run around mindlessly.
Yeah.
Have you guys started to notice that the air support is starting to come down more frequently?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like the first like 2 or 3 days, like I was sitting up in the air support all day, like I'd make people rage quit and stuff like that. But now, like as soon as I hear it call in, like as soon as I get control of, let's say, the chopper gunner, I already hear that beeping noise, like they're trying to shoot me down. So
that's a SAM turret.
Oh, is it?
No.
Well,
yeah, if it's happening immediately, then it's a SAM turret.
Well, I've gotten shot down by Ghost Pro guys already too. But I think, like, my personal favorite setup right now is the 3 as the UAV, the Blackbird, and the dogs. Because the dogs, you don't have to sit in a corner and shoot in the air and, risk the chance of people shooting you down. You get to stay in the game, especially for, like, let's say demolition or domination or anything like that. I like to be in the game and not sitting up in the air. And the dogs, it's either on or off. Sometimes they kill or they can wreck house. Like, it seems like it's a different batch of dogs. Sometimes they can just, like, completely tear apart the other team.
Did you guys watch I posted a flawless free-for-all video?
I was just about to talk about that.
Yes,
when you get the chopper gunner and dogs, oh man. That night of free-for-all, I had, like, 3 games where I went 31 and 2 games where I went flawless running that setup. Because once you get that setup going, game over. Like, you will get the game-winning kill cam while you're in the chopper gunner because everybody will be dead within a minute.
Blackbird being your first kill.
Yeah, that is the best setup.
Yeah, once you get the Blackbird, the next 3 kills are easy.
Oh yeah,
they're not hard to get, especially in a free for all.
Yeah. Like I've said before, if you get a Blackbird and you can't get those extra kills to get to your 11 kill streak, I honestly don't know what to tell you. Like it's so easy to know where people are coming from and stuff like that. I'm sorry. Like
it's to the point where I'm just straight up embarrassed if I get killed while we have a Blackbird in the air.
It's like, wow, I just got outgunned and I knew exactly where that guy was.
Yep.
Do you guys think the 74U is overpowered?
No.
Not even a little bit?
Well, I mean,
I
it
think
depends.
the FAMAS is worse than that.
No.
Yeah,
the only thing about the 74 is the lack of, per se, recoil compared to the other SMGs and the perfect iron sights and the high damage.
Yeah, the iron sights is really what does it for me. And when you put a grip on it, it basically behaves like an assault rifle.
Oh yeah.
But I mentioned it on the other podcast. But the reason why I don't think it's overpowered is because it drops so much damage at range. Because, like, especially if you have a silencer, it's like, don't even fucking try to get in a gunfight with a guy with a FAMAS who's mid-range or long-range, because he'll drop you in 3 bullets, and you have to put, like, 6 bullets into him before he's going to drop.
What are your guys' opinions on the silencer in general? Because I'm sorry, go ahead. My personal opinion, like, before I would run Ghost, let's say I'd run Warlord Pro or Warlord with the dual mags, the Have Scavenger, so I'd run and the silencer. Like, I would put so many bullets into people and never get kills. I'm talking about the AK in specific. And then I just switched to just the dual mags, so I was running Sleight of Hand Pro and Ghost, and I'm killing people so much faster. And then if I have to pick up a gun, it's like whatever. It just seems like in this game, I don't know if it's just this game or whatever, but I'm not having as much luck with the silencer. And as soon as I take that off, I'm just, wrecking house. And it just seems like the silencer, for what it does, it's not really worth it to me.
The only 2 guns that I use a silencer on are the FAMAS and the Galil. Just because they knock down so much recoil off the guns.
I fucking hate the Galil with a silencer.
Everybody loves the
Galil with a silencer, and I think it's fucking worthless.
Oh, it is amazing. I've got like 2,000 plus kills with that gun alone. That setup right there.
I really like the Galil's iron sights, though. I think they have the best iron sights for an assault rifle.
Oh, yeah,
with the exception of maybe the AK. But to me, like, the AK and that are like... But then again, like, all the fucking iron sights in this game are great. I never use a red dot on any gun.
Commando's just like the AUG, dude.
I don't like
Commando's much worse.
It's like the AUG, it's like the FAMAS.
Oh,
okay.
I hate
sniping because I can still quickscope. LOL.
Right.
One thing I want to talk about is the difference in damage through objects compared to Modern Warfare 2. Like, Modern Warfare 2, you didn't have to run FMJ. Like, say somebody was in the house in Favela, you could shoot through the wall and kill him without FMJ. This game, there was a dude in the trailer on firing range, and I was shooting at him through the wall, and you know how there's such a loud, distinct hit marker sound in this game? I seriously got, I think, 8 hit markers. It was like, like I was hitting them the whole time, and the damage has to fall off so much without hardened. It's just different than any other Call of Duty that I played.
Yeah, you could, like, the FMJ was like, whatever in Modern Warfare 2, and Deep Impact was sort of the same way. Mm-hmm. But in this game, like, I got 3 hit, I can't even talk. I got 3 hit markers through surface penetration with the bolt action sniper on the same guy.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's possible. There might have been another guy in there, but all I know is that I shot through a wall and I got 3 hit markers, back to back to back.
Yeah, I've really noticed that without hardened, you really cannot kill people through objects. Even something as thin as the trailer.
I don't know. I haven't really ran into that too often. Is Hardened Pro where you don't flinch?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
I want to get that. I'm not lying.
Don't flinch as much. You still flinch a little bit, but not as much.
Right. Well, that would be great for a gun like an FAL or the M14 or something.
Yeah. Well, getting into the pro perks and stuff like that, how many times do you guys think you're going to prestige?
I'm going to go 15, but that's just
Yeah, I'm going 15. I just want the camo. I want the gold camo.
Yeah, me too. Sexy.
Thank you inside of me.
To be perfectly honest, I don't think I'm going to go past 3. Like, I want a couple more custom classes, but it just takes so much work to get the pro perks.
Yeah,
like, I could go through a whole, like, this time I just prestiged. I only got 4 pro perks. And I don't know. I don't know if it's just because, like, I like to run certain classes. I love to run Sleight of Hand Pro. I think that's what I use on pretty much everything except Warlord. I think that's the only other thing I run. But I don't even really use that.
Steady aim to me is the stopping power of this game because it turns the FAMAS into a submachine gun. Like,
really?
you can, you can fight close quarters with an MPL, a Spectre, a 74U. If you have the FAMAS with the AUG, and slap on steady aim, those guns have such a high rate of fire.
The AUG up close is like a shotgun. That thing.
Let me ask you, have you gotten steady aim pro?
Yeah, I have.
Because I got it, and I was expecting to have, like, you know how it reduces the knifing animation, supposedly. I was expecting to run around and attack knife people like that type of animation, but it really doesn't decrease it at all.
No, it does. It does, dude.
It does, but it's not, like, noticeable. I didn't think it was.
was noticeable for me. Like, I wasn't expecting attack knife, but I think it cuts it in half. I think it cuts the animation down in half.
Do you have to hit somebody to do that?
No, just knife the air and
Or
you'll see. It's just
knife,
whoosh,
okay.
and it's done.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys think about what's your favorite gun? My personal favorite gun, I would think at this point, would be the AUG. I love it. I can run. Really?
Even on
Yeah.
PC?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I snipe with it. It's a sniper rifle.
It's a two-shot kill.
Yeah, it's just a sniper rifle.
The M14 with the grip I think is a little bit better than the FAL.
On
But
paper,
this
it
is-
is.
No, and in reality too, it doesn't have any damage drop off. The FAL at range takes 3 bullets, but the M14 will always take 2. I might have that. I might actually
you
have
have it
that.
backwards.
Yeah, is that backwards? The FAL has.
The FAL is 2 no matter what.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's the FAL.
Okay.
I like the Galil Silence. That's my gun. It's amazing.
How about fully auto guns?
I don't know, dude. Look at this.
AK-47.
Look at this chart. Taken right from the PC code. The FAL and the M14 both do the exact same damage at the exact same range. The only difference is the damage multipliers for the M14 is 1.5 to the head and neck, and the FAL only has 1.4 to the head and 1.0 to the neck.
I don't think that's accurate because I've gotten 3 hit markers on people with the M14, and I've never gotten 3 hit markers with the FAL.
Latency.
Might
Yeah.
have to
Big
test that.
part in console because
No, a hit
this
marker
is
is a hit
taken.
marker.
This is taken straight out of the files, dude. Like directly.
Yeah, well, because I've also gotten, there's a direct head sound if you hit the head. I've gotten 2 hit markers to the head with a G11, which should never happen. It took me 3 shots to the head. I heard the louder hit or whatever like that. Yeah, I got 3 hits to the head with the G11. So it has to be something with the connection.
Lag.
Yeah, have you
The
guys
hit
noticed?
marker for the headshot is like a ping.
Yeah,
It's like a high-pitched hit marker. It's weird.
It usually only goes off when you actually get the kill, though. I've never.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
no,
It actually does go off. If you get a hit marker on the head, it sounds like like you're hitting a helmet.
yeah.
Really?
Weird.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't know that. That must be new to this game because that was never the case before in any COD.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Is
Have
the
you
G11 worth it? Like
Oh
buying all
my
the other
God.
guns?
Absolutely.
I had
Not
to
for
use it.
me. Not for me because I'm not good with 3-burst weapons. I've never been good with the M16 or the FAMAS or anything like that. And the G11, I just don't have a whole lot of success with it. But imagine the M16 with double tap, and that's what it is. It shoots like twice as fast.
Yeah.
I've
But-
picked it up a few times, but that's it.
Have you guys noticed how much your connection to the host has mattered in this game particularly? Like I've noticed that I have a 3-bar, and it really does depend on the 3-bar how much success I have in the game. Like I could be laying into a guy, and then all of a sudden he turns a corner and I'm dead, like out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
it just seems like the connection you have to the host matters more in this game than it has in the past.
I always pull host, so.
I know, I hate you for that.
Dedicated servers.
Fuck off, John.
I think
What's
that
that?
the only throwaway guns in the game are like, I thought that the Spectre was really strong in the beta, but I just don't think it's that great compared to some of the other subs. And I think that, the Scorpion is fucking useless. It's such
Yeah.
Dude, I've been having so much fun with that fucking thing, though.
It's so terrible. Like,
It is, but
it's so
it's
bad.
fun.
The
Like,
unlock.
with the game,
Go ahead.
game being as bad as it is for me right now, like I'm just running around with the stupidest shit because I don't even care.
Yeah.
They're gonna. All I have to do once they patch the game and shit to reset my stats is uninstall it, then reinstall it again. I had an 11.4 KD after 2 days, and now it's down to like 1.8 because it's just so bad that I run around with stupid guns. I have a 29-0 TDM with just the crossbow and scavenger that I'm gonna send to Machinima.
Oh my god.
I just
I think that the M16 is another throwaway gun in the game. I think
fine.
it's,
It's
I don't like it at all.
useless. It's terrible.
I think
Funny
it's
thing is that we're
totally-
talking about how the M16 is still good, like back in like early summer when people were buzzing about the game. I remember Woody especially talking about it because he had some kind of in at Treyarch or whatever. He said the M16 still rapes, and
I
it
think-
obviously doesn't.
I think the multiplier really drops because like if you hit somebody in the neck or the head, you're gonna one burst them. But if you hit someone in the torso, it takes like 3 bursts.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I'm the only person who gets one burst every time by an M16.
Me too, man. Every single time. I put 4 bursts into a person, maybe they won't die, and I get 1 burst every single time. I think one of the most worthless guns is the classified SMG. I forget what it's called, but I fucking hate that gun. Like, I even ran Scavenger, and it burns through bullets so damn quick, and it's so inaccurate. I could not stand it. Like I purchased.
What's the other one too? Like the PM, the
1938 or 36.
Yeah, that one fucking is a load of shit too.
Yeah,
I didn't mind that.
I don't mind
That's
it
funny.
as long as you run extended mags, but those once you get towards the end, it seems like they shoot so fast and they don't have a big enough clip. If you don't run extended mags, if you even miss like 1 bullet, you're screwed. Like on a dude.
Do you like see, I was running extended mags on everything before Wings told me that dual mags give you twice the amount of ammo. And now I've been running dual mags every time and I fucking love it. Cause I run out of ammo like really quick in this game. Cause you get the same amount of ammunition that you got in Modern Warfare 2, but it's taking a lot longer to kill people. Yeah. So you might get like 4 or 5 kills with your gun before it's like, fuck, I gotta go pick up another gun. But when you run dual mags, you can make that last a little bit longer.
Do you guys find it easier to kill people when you pick up a gun?
No.
That's a stupid question.
What the fuck?
I swear to God, I will pick up a gun and it's just easy mode. Whatever gun it is,
Well,
it
yeah,
doesn't matter.
the way it works is everybody hates you, so the developers intentionally programmed your guns to be nerfed and everybody else's are better, because that's the only logical explanation for that fucking question.
When you ask questions like that, or right before you ask a question like that, do you think to yourself, man, I'm going to sound really dumb.
Poor Goldglove.
I don't. I just ask.
I don't know. To be perfectly honest, there's one game where Goldglove's point comes into effect. Like, sometimes with the AUG, when I put a sight on it, I completely fuck up. I screw up. It just sucks. I picked up a AUG with a fucking heart red dot sight, and I just tore apart the other team, like getting 3- and 4-man sprays where like it would take a full clip to put somebody down with the iron sights.
I bet you're really good with the tomahawk.
Tomahawk's awesome, dude. It is incredible. It bounces off everything.
Ben, I love you. I want you inside of me.
I needed that.
An hour later, bro.
Have you guys fucked
Now
with the...
laters are fucking good, too. Actually, have the drawer.
Have you guys fucked with the ballistic knife yet?
Dude, those are awesome. So much fun to get headshots.
I saw you during that stream, Hutch. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Dude, I got the
2
most
for
epic...
1.
Wait, what? What happened? What'd I do?
Those 2 kills? Didn't you get 2 kills? That last kill cam?
No, I didn't get 2 kills. I jumped, I was on, Launch, how they have those little, like, ladders that you can climb up towards the middle of the map? Mm-hmm. And they have there's like a little barrier that you can take cover. You know those little perches, right? Those little perches that's...
Yeah, it's like a little crate.
Yeah, so I was on the A side, the A perch, looking over towards the choke point from the C flag. You know how there's that little runway that they run up towards the middle of the map from the C flag? Mm-hmm. And I saw a guy, and I immediately took cover behind the wooden fence that gives you cover right there. And I jumped over and I shot the ballistic knife, and I got the final kill. But somebody backed out, and so I didn't get a final kill cam. I was pretty.
Oh damn!
See, Onslaught and I thought that you jumped up once, and you must have missed that shot. But we thought that you hit the first one, and then you got the second one as well, because you shot 2 shots when you were up there. So we were thinking like that was the most epic thing ever, because you shot one, and we thought you got that guy, and then you like moved over to the left, and then you jumped over, and then you got that second kill.
No, what happened was I tried it once. I jumped, and the guy was behind one of those cinder blocks, and if the cinder block wasn't there, I would have got him, because I walked up and I actually looked, and I saw the knife was in the cinder block, and I got killed, and then I went right back up there and did the exact same thing.
Oh, okay.
But what's really funny about that?
Awesome.
What's really funny about that clip is, oh my god, it's so epic. Is I had to use it. We're doing like a highlight reel of all the like cool plays that have happened in the live stream so far. There really hasn't been too much crazy shit that's happened because there's a lot of people with varying skills.
And fucking god awful.
How's your boss?
The bosses aren't too good at the game, but they're busy working all the time. They don't have nearly as much time to play Black Ops that I do. But, oh man, what was I gonna say? Okay, so after I got the final kill though, what's really funny is, I was using free cam to capture different perspectives of it. And so I captured a perspective that was right on the enemy, right behind him. And so the knife kills him, and then he drops, and then all of a sudden 2 teammates come around the corner and just stare at him. And then they freeze because the game ends, and they're both in ghillie seats too, and they both come around the corner at the exact same time. And because the game stops, because the game ended, like their animation stopped at the exact same time. So it looked as if 2 people walked around the corner and went, "Huh? What just happened?" Huh? They're just like staring right at the dude. It's pretty epic.
Theater mode is amazing. I love it so much.
Yeah, it is.
If you're not host, then it's a little then it's not too accurate. It's not a very 1-to-1.
You mean when you're watching it like in a party?
Yeah, because
you'll
be shooting behind a guy and you'll be getting kills. But when you're host, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Well, I think like going into theater mode, like I've captured games where I wasn't host, and you can hear the sound to shot difference. But I think for like the cinematics and stuff like that, it's amazing. But on the other hand, Hutch, I think you need to do a commentary where you just like you shoutcast like you were doing with your boss and like telling him what's going on. I think you should do that. I think you should create like a new series with that because that was epic. Like you were like, oh, see, you need to go over to B because they're taking it, and you were like every single thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was totally fulfilling too because like before I was doing that, he was going like 3-17, and then people were like, do a live engineering win. And I was telling him, I was like, okay, you see, now you've pushed up a little far, so you can probably expect a guy to come around this corner. And I don't know if I was just getting lucky that night or if I actually know what I'm talking about, but like everything that I called out was like spot on. So he would stop, left trigger a doorway, and sure enough, a guy would come around. And he was ending up, he went positive a couple times and he broke even a couple times. But his like, those little tips were definitely beneficial.
Yeah, you should take like the most terrible player that could ever send you a video. I don't know if people are fake it or something like that, but just like, do a live shoutcast of like the first time you ever see it and just be like, oh, this is what you're doing wrong, this is what you need to do, because there were so many, like I was in the stream and so many people were like, wow, if you could do this to my gameplay, I think I might actually be a decent player. And like your tips were good.
Yeah, we're doing engineering win for Black Ops and it'll be really easy because of theater mode too. And we're getting a couple new cast members in there.
Team art.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided on, like, I think I have 2 people that are definitely in, like, Woody's gamertag really wanted to be a part of it. And I think Woody's, number one, he's gotten a lot better as a player.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell just by watching his gameplay. And number 2, like, he really, really excels at critiquing his own gameplay or critiquing other people's gameplay. I think, actually, Bendro, you and him both do that really well.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, get his dick out of your mouth.
She's on his tits.
Well, do you guys want to get into Twitter questions? I think we've been going on about Black Ops for about 50 minutes now. So, get into some twatter questions.
Let's do it. What do we got? Who's the Twitter man?
All right, I think the first one, Adrian Fern. We're going to shout people out to give you guys a little bit more of an incentive to send us your messages or send us your suggestions. He says, how would you react to a terrorist on an airplane, which was in mid-flight and you were on it?
Am I going to die no matter what? Like, he's got a bomb strapped to him?
No, you don't get any more questions. That's the scenario.
You create your own scenario in your head.
Well, if you fucking try to kill the guy.
Well, not if he's got a bomb strapped to him. That's the dumbest shit you could possibly do.
Those fucking people are crazy as hell. They're going to blow it up anyway. You might as well get some satisfaction by, like, slitting his throat.
Oh, my God.
Well, the guy that's going to kill you and 100 other people, are you telling me that you wouldn't at least want to make sure he dies painfully rather than exploding and dying instantly?
No, that's true.
Okay, well, wait, here's the thing, John. It's
Fuck him in the ass with a broken beer bottle.
I'd like to think that I'd at least, like, you know, try and do something, but you don't fucking know. You have no, like, I have no idea how I would respond if I would shit my pants.
Here's my scenario. I have a good one for you. All right, so what I would do is find something. I would knock this guy out, and I would find something sharp. I would cut his penis in multiple areas. I would go into the kitchen and get some lemon juice, and I would fuck him. I would stick the can or the thing of lemon juice, and I would make him have his penis in there.
Oh my god, that is terrible.
You would fuck him with his own ass after you cut it off? Or you would fuck him with his own dick?
Yeah, I would make him stick his penis in lemon juice while it was all cut up.
See, here's the thing though, when we sit here and say like, oh, why the fuck wouldn't you do blah, blah, blah.
Because this is the internet, and I'm always tough on the internet.
Yeah, but there were the 3 planes that actually hit their targets on 9/11, and out of the hundreds of people that were on those planes, like nobody, like the only people that tried to put up a fight were on United 93, right? Is it United 97? And
93.
That's not 93. Yeah, that movie was so fucking sad. One of the very few movies that have actually like made me cry. Like I was fucking bawling like a schoolgirl at the end of that movie.
Yeah. Thanks for making it a point to tell me I lost HUTCH because I'm drunk.
Well, in any case, I don't think anybody can make that call unless they're actually in midair. Because I don't think that the people that the planes that actually hit their targets, that the people in those planes were fucking cowards. I think that they were just like, maybe they were hoping for the best. Maybe they didn't know what was going on. Maybe they just, like, oh, what if they hold us for ransom? We don't know where we're going. So you never know. It's like you can take that gamble. Like you don't know that if they're going to kill you or if they're going to keep you for ransom.
Well, the one airplane didn't make it to the trade centers. They tried to crash 3 planes into there.
Yeah, that's 93.
Yeah, and it crashed in Somerset County, PA, which is like an hour and a half away from me. And they prevented the trade center from going down earlier by attacking the guy who was taking over the plane, and the plane still crashed, and they all still died, but they gave a lot of people some time to get out of the trade center.
See, I thought that the original target for 93 was the White House. Yeah.
I don't know, it might be, yeah. You might be right.
But
either way, I mean, those people saved a ton of lives.
Yeah, the whole thing, like, I've watched way too many TV shows, so I would think, like, in my mind, like, right now, that I would get my Jack Bauer on from 24, and I would find a way to either kill this dude or at least fuck him up enough to either not let him take the plane off, or even if I took one dude out and maybe caused a riot to excel everybody else to do something on the plane. I just, like, I would hope to God that right now, like, where I am, like, not being in that situation, I would have the balls to do something. But like you said, like, if you're not in that situation, you honestly don't know what you would do. Like, right now I seem like a tough man because I'm talking over the internet and stuff like that, but as soon as I get up in that plane, and even if that dude has, God, like a box cutter or something like that, I might shit myself. So.
I would probably piss myself.
My buddy Andy got stabbed after he left the bar, and he's pretty badass. He pulled a knife out and stabbed the guy back. True story, I swear to God. I swear on my life. Some guy tried to mug him and stab him and steal his money, and he pulled the knife out of his stomach and stabbed the guy back and walked away.
Oh, man.
Fucking nut job. Dude, I can't imagine the pain of getting stabbed. Like, I freak out if I burn my finger on something hot.
Yeah.
Shit
dude,
fucking hurts.
I can't even go through a full scary movie, dude. So personally, I don't think I could survive a traumatic event like that.
On the subject of being burned, though, it came up on Painkiller already, but I want to hear what you guys. Would you rather be burned alive or drowned?
Burned alive.
You'd rather be burned alive than
drown? Yeah, drown because you'll black out. You'll pass out from lack of oxygen before your lungs explode.
You'll feel the liquid going into your lungs, though. You'll be awake for that.
The extreme pain is your lungs exploding. No, you would, dude. My little sister, when I was like 16 years old, I was asleep on the hammock in my yard. It was around 4th of July, and she put out a sparkler on my arm because she thought that was funny and burned me down to my bone. And that was literally like the most excruciating thing in the world.
Yeah.
Imagine your entire body, dude. It's just unbelievable. I mean,
you know what's really funny about extreme. You know what's really funny about extreme temperatures is that when you get burned really, really hot, it almost feels like an extreme chill.
Cold.
And when you like experience like some really serious chill, it feels like a burn.
It's like if you go snowboarding or something, you're so cold and then you come home and like take a hot shower, you can't tell if it's cold or hot when you get in or something. It's like your body's such a weird temperature.
They said you're supposed to get like a cold shower when you do
you're
that.
supposed to slowly decrease the temperature. Because I snowmobile all the time, and you're out in the cold, and then you're going like 60 to 70 miles an hour. Like if you go from extreme cold to extreme hot, it is absolutely terrible. But like if you start the water cold and then you actually feel cold and then you slowly warm it up, that's the way it's supposed to go.
You get cold, I would have figured you just turn into a werewolf. 'Cause that's what all the Indians do. God damn it!
Werewolves, really?
It's all
All right, next plotter.
You gonna call me Jacob now or what?
Oh.
All right, I got one that kind of might interest a lot of people. Optic Shanguns says, talk a little bit about female commentators. Because as everybody knows, this is 98% male. This YouTube thing is dominated by males, as well as Call of Duty. I mean, the public Call of Duty community is pretty much all males on Xbox. I rarely run into a female gamer. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Tits or get the fuck out.
Yes.
No.
Exactly. Complete opposite. Do not flaunt that you're a chick. Do not flaunt the fact that you have tits. Be exactly like Brittany.
Yeah, that sounds about a Pink Ranger.
Be exactly like Brittany. She stays out of everything, all the drama, and she's funny, and she kicks ass. Be exactly like her, and you'll probably be successful with it.
Yep. Exactly.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer that it's a bummer when you see like a lot of the girls that are trying to just like they're trying to do exactly what we're doing, and I don't know if they have an expectation to be treated the exact same, but especially when it's like a bunch of 12 and 13-year-old guys. There's just no way that they're going to get away from...
Why is your Xbox in the kitchen?
Yeah, that kind of... So, like, well, actually, I think that stuff's kind of funny, but...
I do too.
From a very detached standpoint, I definitely think that that's kind of funny. At the same time, there's something really, really hot about an attractive girl who is like a hardcore gamer.
Yes.
That's insanely attractive to me. And it makes sense, because I'm a hardcore gamer, so, like, why wouldn't that...
Yeah, but I find it more hot, like, if a girl is, like, putting herself, like, over the commentary, like a video commentary. I don't know, for some reason, like, there's something about the voice, dude. Like, if they have a sexy voice, I don't care what the fuck they look like. It just, like, it is so much better. Do you guys feel that the same way, or is that just me?
Hey guys, Brittany here.
I don't know, man. It's something about that voice, man.
He's watching those ladies come.
Brittany, Ben just admitted that he masturbates.
I did not say that. I said that I like it more. I don't know. It's something about not knowing, and just like that voice is just like, man, that sounds so sexy, and you just get this mental image in your head.
And also a boner.
Oh god. Yeah.
It's like you have no idea who you're listening to, but in your mind, it's like Carmen Electra is like walking you through a game of domination on after or something like that.
Holding your hand or your cock.
I find that the most attractive thing to me is just how a chick can have such a passion for it, because pretty much every woman I've ever talked to is like, fuck video games. Pay attention to me. Fuck video games. Ada's like, go play Call of Duty and leave me alone. And I'm like, all right. Okay. And she'll watch it too, and she'll be like, how do you see those people? They're moving so fast. And I'll give her the controller.
Oh my god, that is the worst
She
thing
can't
ever.
move and aim at the same time, so I tell her to like lay prone in a bush and look at one spot and shoot somebody, and if she gets a kill, it's like a fucking party.
It looks like a delay. It looks like my sister, she came home and we played Reach together, and it looked like she was playing in like 1 frame a second, because she would slowly go to the left, slowly go to the right. She sees a guy, one burst, and then she's dead. She's like, oh my god, how the fuck did I just get killed? This game is so gay. And it's just like, it is just so funny to watch somebody that does not play video games. It's not necessarily just girl gamers, but the only example I have is my sister.
The other thing too... Oh man!
Let me tell you about your sister.
She's 22, and she is smart as fuck. And she's about
to be... Is Benny's sister hot?
I'm not
Does anyone see pictures?
I don't know. I need to find out though. That's not too off my range.
I've seen her. She looks just like Ben.
Oh, sex.
And she is about to make so much money. She went to school for accounting, so she is...
If she wasn't your sister, would you...
Oh, no.
What? I'm not even going to start to answer that. Let's talk about Dunkus' sister, because she's hot.
Hey,
is Dunkus' sister hot?
Oh, absolutely.
Send a picture of Ben's sister over the chat.
Let's see this.
God, yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay, we're going to send a picture of Matt's sister, too, then.
All right, we can do that.
I have 4 sisters. You can't have any of them.
Are any of them sexy?
Oh, Nicole. I even like that name.
Yeah, I do too.
I just took it off her Facebook. This is her her profile picture.
All right, she got a nice smile. She got one of them big smiles.
This is Bendro's sister that I'm looking at right here?
I'd slide up in it.
That does not... I have no... That's fine.
I'll find one of my sister by herself.
Have you ever caught your sister masturbating having sex?
All right, Wally. Hey,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Wally. Wally.
For some strange reason, I think Hutch is really going to like my sister.
I'm going to be completely honest with you when I see her. I'm gonna tell you the things I would do to her, as a matter of fact.
I can't open it. It's not letting me open the picture. This is fucking bullshit. That's what it is.
We could just tweet it so everybody can see it.
Don't tweet it.
oh, here we go. It's fun. All right. I can get down.
Where's Matt's sister?
I'm finding one of just her. That all her pictures are like 500 people.
I'm imagining making love to your sister on a bed of like $100 bills right now, Ben.
Yikes.
Decent proposal style.
This is like the only one that's just her that I could find.
Why am I looking at that, John?
No, seriously, the link I just sent you.
John,
seriously.
God.
We know, John. We all know.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Are you looking at it, Hutch?
I'm looking at it. It's insane.
Good fucking God.
Oh, God.
Okay, she's making that ridiculously stupid face, but...
No,
I'm not talking about
the things I would eat out of her ass.
If only she knew you were talking about her.
What the hell is that? What is this picture I'm looking at?
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's Dunkus' sister?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll find a better
Can
one.
I get a normal picture?
I know, that's what I said. I was like, that's a ridiculous face
Her
she's
face
making.
is shaping because she's making this goofy face. I hope your sister listens to this podcast and she hears a bunch of dudes talking about her.
Out of curiosity, why would you say that me in particular would really like
piercings?
Piercings.
She's got piercings and short hair. Is that what's up?
It's like your type of woman.
I love piercings and tattoos. Do you guys like tattoos and all that jazz?
Ada has her entire right side is tattooed. Her and her sisters all got the same one.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like over tattooed, like
or over pierced.
All right, Stephanie. Let's have a look-see.
Stephanie, too.
Could get down with that. Short hair kind of works for her.
I'm not going to say anything.
She doesn't have very good pictures.
Let's move on to another Twitter. Oh,
Twitter.
For sure. Yeah, your sister's hot, dude. Your sister is hot.
All right, the next Twitter.
Does she like tall, skinny white guys with ginger beards?
She's dating this tall, skinny white guy with dark hair.
Yeah.
All right, the next tweet from Aaron says, "Have you ever got bullied when you were in high school?"
I did, and I was an athlete, so it's kind of like nope.
I'll go first. Like, personally, okay, well, the whole backstory behind this is I went to a high school that, I don't really want to say this, but my name was the exact name of a big rival high school, my exact name, and the starting quarterback for our team for 3 years lived in my homeroom. He was in my homeroom, and 2 of the other starting, offensive players were in my homeroom. So every time we played that particular team, I would have to wear their home shirts or their shirt, and like everybody would make fun of me and stuff like that. And then on top of that, I was also in the band, so I got shit for that. But personally, I didn't have a problem with it because I wasn't at such a low mood that I even cared about that. I enjoyed where I was, and I had fun with what I was doing, so it didn't bother me whatsoever.
I never got picked on in high school. I get picked on more by you fuckers than I ever did in high school. So.
Yeah, but in our defense, you make it like so easy. It's not even funny.
I'm not even gonna respond to you. I hate you.
You don't need to respond. I'm just saying how it is. I didn't get picked on in high school because I figured out early on that if you make people laugh, then they tend to like you in high school. In grade school, I was like the guy to pick on. It's like if you needed to feel better about yourself, I'm the guy. I'm the guy you go to, and then call like a skinny faggot or something like that, and go about your day. But in like 7th, 8th grade, I started cracking jokes, and then I noticed that the more people started like laughing, the more I would get invited to parties and stuff like that. And then by the time high school was done, I was friends with everybody. I didn't really hang out with like one particular group of people. I was friends with like the jocks and the stoners and everybody in between.
What did you classify yourself as? Were you smoking pot back then?
I was smoking pot, yeah. I wasn't smoking I was smoking every weekend, but I wasn't like the stoner crowd, they got high every day, and I wasn't doing that in high school. I was just, yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
I loved my marijuana.
Alright, what's the next Twitter question?
Let me see here.
I would actually like to talk about that special needs question that kid had, but I can't find his name on Twitter to shout him out.
Mm.
Yeah.
You remember the question?
Yeah, he asked like our opinions on like disabled people or people with special needs and stuff. Nor find his name to say hi, but yeah. I'll actually talk about that, yeah. Okay. My little sister actually has cerebral palsy, and I grew very thick skin very quickly because of that. Like, she'd just do some of the most fucked up shit imaginable. Like, when I was like 12, I got like a Super Nintendo. She was like, I want to play, and I was like, no, fuck you. So I locked my bedroom door. And for people who think that a special needs child is dumb, they're not dumb. She picked the lock on my bedroom door, cut all of the cables on my brand new Super Nintendo and my television, and then came downstairs, flicked me off, and said, fuck you.
Oh.
So I gained very thick skin for that kind of stuff very quickly, and as much like terrible shit as she's done to me, like just trying to piss me off, she's probably the most important person in the world to me. And I became very attached to special needs kids, and I volunteer at our Special Olympics like a lot, and I donate to the charity and stuff like that. And I actually got beat up at the mall once. This is a funny story. There's two Mexican kids actually making fun of a dude in a wheelchair in the food court. I was actually on my lunch break from class at college, and I went to the mall to get something to eat at the food court, and they were picking on a guy in a wheelchair. So me being super attached to those people, I was like, I'll put you both in a wheelchair. And like I stood there like I was tough, and they didn't do nothing. So I was like, yeah, I'm awesome. They left the dude alone. So I'm walking back out to my car, not paying attention, and all of a sudden I get jumped by these two kids, and they kick the living shit out of me. But I felt good about myself. So I am avid with special needs children. I feel very attached to them, and I think they're completely incredible, to be honest with you. The fact that like they don't even realize what's wrong with them, and they're so happy all the time, it's kind of like one of the wonders of the world to me. I don't know about other people. It makes me sound sappy and like weird.
It's almost addicting.
I grew up with one, and she's the most amazing person I've ever met, and it's just that's my stance on it. I love my little sister, and now I'm gonna go cry.
I think it goes to show you though that when you spend time with people that have struggles in our culture, then you tend to identify with them more. And like basically anything that's different tends to make you feel uncomfortable. Like I grew up in a all white suburban town, so whenever I saw a black person or a Mexican person, something like that, I would literally feel uncomfortable. And then the same thing went for like there was nobody that was openly gay in my high school. Like nobody that was openly gay in like my town that I knew. And then like the more time you spend with people with all different kinds of backgrounds and afflictions and whatever, the less it affects you and less it makes you feel uncomfortable. And the more you want to like stick up for them. So,
I had an experience with cerebral palsy. I was actually in a wedding last summer, and I was the usher. So there was like a party of 12, I think, was the wedding party, and plus like 3 ushers. I was one of the ushers, and the groom's brother had cerebral palsy, and he was like an honorary something. He wasn't an official groomsman, but he stood up there. And getting to know this guy, he, like, even me, meeting all these people at the wedding, I remembered maybe 3 names, and the dude remembered every person's name and what they did and who their wife was, who their husband was. Like,
was he autistic too?
I don't think he had cerebral palsy. He couldn't walk right, and he had like a large head, but that's beside the point. He was just like a literal genius when it came to like memorizing stuff, but he's really, it sounds like autism because he was awkward socially. Like he always tried to like push people and like do weird stuff like that, but he remembered everything that anybody ever told him. Like, you could tell him your name, and then that's it, just your name, and then walk away. 2 hours later, he'd come up and say, "Hey, Hutch, how's it going? Hey, John, what's up?" Like, I could never do that.
That's autism.
I tried so hard to remember people's names, and I just couldn't do it, and he was doing it all night.
Do you guys remember it was a kid with autism, and he played basketball, or he was like the coach, like a manager, and it was a big news thing.
He's a ball boy.
Yeah, he was a ball boy for his high school, and they let him play the last game, and he scores like 26 points in like 3 minutes.
Wasn't his name Jake or something like that?
Something like that.
His name is Jake.
And there's a news like video, like you can find it on YouTube now. It is the most like inspiring thing you will ever watch. Like this kid has never played a minute of high school basketball.
That kind of shit touches me, dude.
No, dude, me too. Like it seriously like. It chokes me up. Like, I cannot believe that stuff.
Yeah, he gets into the game and he starts stroking threes like it's nothing. And
yeah.
I know.
And you see the entire like crowd just go crazy, and all his teammates are just going nuts.
Find a link to that on YouTube or something like that.
You've never seen that, Hutch?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, it is amazing, dude.
Did you not know that was the spark for the ESPN 60 for 60 or 30 for 30, whatever it is? His story, he started it. And actually, there was actually a really good one that just came up. It was this kid that had, God, I don't know what it's called, but he's like 5 or 6 years old. He weighs 15 pounds, and his one love in life was baseball. And like he would play baseball and stuff like that. And it was like, those stories are so tear-jerking no matter what sport you're playing. And it's fun to watch.
Yeah, man. But watch that, Hutch. Trust me, man. That's inspiring shit right there.
If you guys want to see a touching movie, watch Radio.
Oh, yeah, Radio.
Oh, Radio's amazing.
I cried.
Oh, so did I.
That movie.
Speedy, yes.
That movie. There's actually a video I saw on the news. It's probably on YouTube now. There's a kid from a high school that was really good at football, like a really big nationally ranked high school football team. And there's a kid with Down syndrome that was in a wheelchair that like hung out with the team. You know, he was like their ball boy, like a water boy and things like that. And they were winning their last game of the season, and the other team was also a nationally ranked team. And they agreed to let this kid come out on the field for the last play of the game, and he got to will himself a 7-yard touchdown. And it was, I was just like, that is the most amazing thing ever. And then the whole team jumped on him, knocked him out of his wheelchair, and piled up on him. You know, like there's nothing wrong with him. And that video also made me cry like a little bitch.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's as much as you hear about people ragging on people, you know, struggles and stuff. There's a lot of good people out there who, you know, treat them just like they are normal and like they have no issues. And I don't know. It's good to see that.
I guess he hit a school-tying 6 3-pointers.
Yeah.
And he only came in the fourth quarter, so.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, they kept on giving him the ball, and he kept on making it.
Right when he shoots the 3 the first time and the gym explodes, like everybody's jumping up and down, that's like tear-jerking.
Dude, it gives me goosebumps. Like, it makes my hair stand up. I'm like, my God.
Did you link it in the chat?
Yeah, it's down there.
Yeah, I'll watch that in a minute.
It's awesome. So.
Holy shit, I'm at the part where he's going in. That crowd was roaring.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that freak. It gets intense.
All right, what's the next question?
Watkins FTW says, most embarrassing moment of your sex life. I think this will be one of the last ones. We'll end it with the sex one.
Mine is a repeat of what I've already talked about. Was losing my virginity and how it took 3 days because my dick wouldn't work. Because I was so like nervous the whole time.
Oh, I didn't talk about this on the podcast. I talked about this on one of my videos. Did you? Oh, I think Bendro and Matt know it. My first time I used.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, my first time, I was so dumb, and the girl just, I don't know. I guess I just, I'm having sex with a girl. I might as well listen to everything she says. She convinced me to wear 2 condoms. and after
Why don't you fuck the air?
Oh, I know, pretty much, right? And so that's after the fact that I learned that was probably the stupidest thing you could possibly do. That was embarrassing as hell. So
actually, the first girl I ever had sex with, she caused me to go out of commission for about 6 weeks. To put things lightly, the first time she tried to get on top, she slipped and this is like very, very visual, but she was so wet that she was slipping. And she was like, grinding on me, and she slipped, and her arm slipped off the couch, and she snapped my dick back. And
oh my God.
It was literally bent in half and bruised, and I couldn't have sex for 6 weeks.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
She licked my penis.
Did you masturbate?
I can't even fucking...
No, I couldn't do nothing.
Oh, wow. You must have been fucking Mount Vesuvius when you fucked the kid.
That was the scariest thing ever. Like, I legitimately thought that, like, my dick was broken for the rest of my life.
You know it can get broken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it can.
Actually, Hillary, my wife she worked as an ER tech before she went to school, and a guy came in with I think it's called a Kegel muscle, or if that's the one that moves it, but his dick was snapped pretty much. It, like, would not form into one solid shaft. It was just bent in half.
Oh my God, that hurt.
He came into the ER like that.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
He said he rolled over on it when he was sleeping, but Hillary thinks
What?
differently.
Well, obviously,
Guys,
yeah,
No,
that's
that is
mildly awkward.
impossible.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He was probably just getting. Never mind.
My story is probably like the second or third time I got head in my whole life. We went to some secluded soccer field and parked in the parking lot, and it was raining, and you can see where this is going. We were there forever. It seemed like the whole Incubus CD played through, like went back to the first song. That's how long we were in the car. It was just awful. It was an awful experience. But after that was all over, car was definitely stuck in the mud, and I had her on the gas and the steering wheel, and I was out up to my mid shins in mud trying to push the car out. It was front wheel drives, and the front wheels were just spinning, and it was probably the worst experience of my life.
Mine is
Swallow.
I didn't even get off. That's the bad part.
God.
After that, I dropped her off and I went to my friend's house because I couldn't go home. I went to my friend's house and I was like, I need clothes. I need to wash off because I can't go home looking like this. How am I going to explain myself? So it was like midnight and we washed my car off and he washed my clothes. I put on some of his socks and different shoes and then I went home for the night.
Oh, God.
It was awful.
Probably the most embarrassing is that I went out to the bar. God, I got a little bit too intoxicated. Decided that it'd be a good time to have marital relations. So we were in the middle of it. I was like so into it, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I just fall asleep. And the next morning, I wake up. The whole right side of my face is red. And she said that she was slapping me for a good minute trying to wake me up.
Oh, no.
So I just passed out.
Did you wake up with a condom on?
No, we didn't get that far.
He wasn't using a condom.
We didn't get that
I
far.
wasn't using one.
I fell asleep having sex with an ex-girlfriend one time, but I was stoned out of my mind. Like with this particular girl, I don't think I ever had like sex where I wasn't stoned. Maybe like 5 times out of the hundreds and hundreds of times that we had sex. And it was like, when you're going too fast, you kind of have to slow down, otherwise it's going to end prematurely. And how there's that moment of like, it's like
no return.
Your whole body like gets real tight or whatever. It was like that happened to me, and then on the cool down from that, I ended up closing my eyes and I dozed off. And a few seconds later, she like elbows me and goes, "Are you asleep?" I'm like, no. And I kept going. She goes, "Get the fuck off me!" And she pushed me off of it.
Yeah, quite embarrassing.
For everybody that can say that's impossible, it definitely can happen. You can fall asleep really fast.
Oh,
like,
especially
not
when
really
you're
dead
drinking.
asleep. You can just kind of like black out for a minute.
Oh, I was gone. See you later. See you tomorrow. She didn't even sleep in the same bed. She ended up sleeping out on the pull-out couch.
Oh man,
That's embarrassing.
Yep. Oh,
right.
And the best part, she woke me up with a bucket of water on my face.
Well, you kind of had that coming.
Well, I suppose, but that's a little bit adding insult to the injury.
You already feel bad about yourself?
Yeah, well, at the point I honestly didn't know. She had to tell me what happened.
My ex-girlfriend's grandma caught us one time.
Oh no.
Granny?
She didn't walk in the room, but she was knocking on the door, and like I don't want to say her name, but she had to like throw her clothes on real quick, and she went outside, and her grandma just goes, "Oh my God, you are tore up." She said it just like that, and I was like, "Oh no,
Oh no!"
And then I had to go out and have like tea or coffee and like hang out with her family or whatever, like right afterwards. Like, have you guys ever had that experience when you're like when you're either she's your girlfriend or maybe she's not your girlfriend, but like having sex with your girlfriend at the like while the house is like filled with fucking family members, and then you go downstairs and like have dinner with them? Nope.
No.
The only experience I've had with that is at college. My girlfriend at the time, her parents surprise visited her, and we were both naked in her room, and they were like, "Oh, surprise, we have cake," blah, blah, blah. It was like some anniversary or some bullshit. And all of a sudden I had to, like, I came out like a couple minutes later because obviously I might have had a mild boner. So I had to wait till that thing chilled out. So then all of a sudden I pop out of the back room and like, "Oh, hey guys, how you doing?"
Oh God!
I would have tuck and flipped it and gone straight out.
Yeah, that goes back to our second podcast.
It's all about the tuck and flip.
Dealing with a boner.
Have you ever like left the condom on the car, and then like you start the business and then you have to walk out to your car with like a fucking fat erection, like looking for the condom that's in your car, and, like just hoping to God like at 2:00 in the morning no one's walking down the street. It's like I had to do that, and I was wearing like pajamas, and like my boner was like it was like unmistakable, and there was no pockets in the pajamas, so I had no like recourse if somebody were to walk down the street. It would have just been like, "Yep, that just happened."
The only thing,
Where are your boners proudly?
The only thing close to that is that we had to walk back to my place because that's where the condoms were. So I was walking back in sweatpants, and I did do the tuck and flip method, but still, it's like it's not comfortable if you're trying to walk, and like you got this girl next to you that you know what's about to happen, and you're taking that like 5-minute walk back to your place, and you're doing whatever, and it's just so awkward.
Yeah.
Pre-planned sex is the worst sex. So awkward.
It's like, so you want to
Not
do
really.
I don't like that.
You know,
It
it's guaranteed
depends.
though.
Like, it can be awkward, but it's not that bad.
If you have an understanding with someone that it's just like a purely casual thing, and neither one of those people has a problem with it whatsoever, it's not awkward at all. I've had experience where it's just like, "Hey, you want to come over and let's get this party started?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, we'll be there in 5 minutes," and then you just, boom, you're in the door and you're good to go.
And then they leave.
And then you leave.
Sweet victory. Never really done much. Well, that's a lie. I guess I have done that. A girl I dated for a long time. It just like me and my other girlfriend, we had a bunch of issues because she was a coke whore, like I said. So we'd break up for like a day, and then I'd have this other girl come over and I'd bang her, and then the next day I'd be back with my ex-girlfriend, and then we'd break up again, and the other girl would come over and bang her. And she'd be like, she was like perfectly fine with it. She was just like, that's cool. I would think that would make her feel used, but she was like all about it.
Short stubby dick.
I wasn't cool with casual sex for a long time. Because I was kind of girly in that regard. I would totally get attached to anybody that I slept with. Except I don't necessarily think that that's like a girly thing. That's like, I don't know, that happens to a lot of people, just period. But it wasn't until like way later on in life where I realized that people just take sex way too seriously. It's not supposed to be like guilt-inducing, or it's not supposed to be weird. It's not supposed to be uncomfortable. It's just supposed to be fun. So might as well just
get that nut, kids. Get that nut.
Oh,
speaking
for
of that,
Christ's
say that,
sakes,
John.
Jesus Christ.
It's pretty much what you're implementing.
Oh,
The first
people-
woman you sleep with, you need to care about her.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Once you're completely comfortable with your sexuality, then you can, explore. Always wear a condom.
Bad
Brennan
sex
has a small penis.
bad sex is worse than no sex. So
That's true. That
Much
is very
more
true.
embarrassing.
it usually doesn't end very awesome.
No.
If they're over at your house, it's like
You
you
want to leave?
can't really ask them like, so you want to go? It's like
Awkward.
So you're
Uber
kind of stuck
awkward.
there. That's a tip. If you're for all you adults, John, for all you adults, if you're looking to have a casual relationship with a female, always go to her house.
That way you can leave whenever the fuck you want.
Just tell them, like, all right, great talk. And then you leave.
Great talk. See you out there. Bye.
Big gulp, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
All right.
There is one more I want to talk about. That just popped up. The guy's name is Leland Mensik. I don't know how to pronounce it. Leland Mensik. That's his name.
Island
He says, "Is there anything special or quirky you like to do whilst jizzing?"
Oh my god.
How weird is that question?
Why are
Some
we going to
kid-
answer that?
Dude, you guys don't know this guy, but he's friends with, like, me, Adam, Captain Sparkles, and All Sham No Wow. His name's Nick. He was, like, showing me these forums where these guys talk about how they love to play with their nipples when they're getting off. It was, like, a 500-page thread of, like, 30,000 users talking about how they like to pinch their nipples when they're getting off.
I just thought that question was really, really weird. That's why I had to
One
say
guy
it.
likes to put a bunch of pressure on his gooch while he's getting off.
Wow.
Have you guys ever done the thing where?
Stops the
All
fun.
right. Now hear me out. Hear me out here. There's actually a technique that you can do whilst pounding the meat receptacle, where right when you're at the moment of climax, you can actually fucking squeeze that shit as hard as you possibly can.
It stops it.
Like no, not physically squeeze it with your hand, but like tighten up your shit, like tighten up those muscles or whatever, and it won't come out, and you can keep going afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Learn that.
Does that hurt
Yep.
you?
No, it doesn't hurt.
No, I don't think it does. I've read about that, actually.
I mean, is it bad medically?
No, if you like physically squeeze it, then that's not good. But if you use your if you
Kegel
tighten up your muscle,
Kegel, yeah.
yeah, if you use your Kegel muscle, then that's fine.
I gotta try that shit.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, try it out tonight, John.
She's asleep. She works in 4 hours.
No. It's
Masturbating?
it's a masturbating thing. I had the friend who taught me how to do that was like trying to figure out a way to do it with his girlfriend, and he could never figure out how to do it because like he couldn't like I don't know, he couldn't keep that shit in when he was with a girl, but when he was by himself, he did it. And like he told me about it, and I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't believe you." And I tried it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is the most amazing."
But why would you want to keep going while you're masturbating? I'm just like, all right, let's do this.
I'm not a 5-minute hit it and quit it kind of jerker later.
No, Hutch lights candles and, sets up the whole thing for himself.
Has to have the cat in the
Chocolate-covered
bed.
strawberries, licks chocolate off his nipples.
There's this,
I put on my Lenny Kravitz CD.
It reminds me of a Chris Rock HBO comedy special. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but he talks
Yeah.
about different types of jerking off. He's like,
Yeah.
when somebody's home, that's like the sneaky jerk. You got to do it real quick, like in the shower, and something that's not really good. It's like when your wife's gone, it's like it's a really good jerk. You light candles, you watch a full-length porno, and you sit out there and just go for 30 minutes. It's the funniest stand-up comic routine I've ever seen.
Have you guys noticed that when you get laid, you don't feel the need to jack off for like 1 or 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Well, maybe when you're in a relationship for a long time, the need to self-love comes back. But when you're not in a relationship and you get laid, it's like, no, I'm good. Good for like a week.
I self-love frequently.
Do you self-love more than you love?
Yes, absolutely. Her and I work separate shifts, and don't put a ring on a woman's finger because you're not going to get sex very often.
No, you're not. I get probably once a week.
Matt, yeah, but when she comes home, she's all about fucking jumping on your meat. We'll be on Skype.
Time.
He'll be like, BRB, gotta fuck my wife.
That's why I feel so bad going out to Matt's house, because like his wife only comes home on the weekends, and like when I go up there, I'm there for the full weekend, and like Matt and I are trapped in his like man cave, just playing Call of Duty.
Wow, now you got me saying her name. Fuck, my bad.
So you can say it. I don't care. I already said it.
She knows you well enough that she could be like, all right, Ben, well, Matt needs to pound this vag right now. He'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, but
like,
you
okay, and it wouldn't be awkward.
Yeah, but
you know
you
what's
don't
really funny,
understand
though?
like how cool she is. Like she understands that like when I go there, Matt is all mine. Like I own him. Like
No,
him and I are gonna do
I gotta
whatever
say
we
this.
want.
I don't know who listens to this or if anybody cares, but last time Ben was over, it was like 2 weeks ago, and we went to bed at like 5:30 because it was the weekend before Black Ops, and we ended up getting it on Saturday. So we got it that Saturday. We were up till like 5:30 in the morning, and I went in the bedroom at like 6 o'clock, and I was like crawled into bed, and I was spooning her. She was on her right side, and I just started spooning her. I was like, I like this, and I started like feeling up on her, and all of a sudden we were having sex at 6 in the morning.
That's the best. That's the best kind, man.
What?
She was asleep for a good 8
Oh,
hours.
Bendro's like, wait a minute. What?
I was sleeping during that. What the hell?
That's the
No,
best
she was
kind.
asleep. She was asleep for a good 8 hours, 7 hours, and all of a sudden just woke up and it was on.
Thank
I
God
think
I was
my
sleeping.
experience is that most girls actually really like being woken up to
A boner.
no, I don't know about a boner. If you like slapping it on their back, that's idea.
Yo, bitch, do
But-
something with this.
And John, I don't know, man. Like, I was with a girl for 2.5 years.
Ada likes that too. I'll actually do try that sometimes if I really need laid like right then and there. It's just like I know you don't wake up till 5:30 for work. I'm waking you up at 10 after 5. And your day at work will be much better, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
But John, I wanted to say I was with a girl for 2.5 years, and we never, ever slowed down. Like it was frequent as fuck, like 3 to 5 times a week, like sometimes more. Like
Her and I are like, we're once a week at least. It's the conflicting schedules and me being a night person and her being a day person. Like I come home from work and she's going into bed, so there's no sex during the week. But Saturdays and Sundays, I'm just like, well, you know, it's the weekend and you're here, sit on my dick. And she's like, okay. And then we'll have sex, and then I'll go buy her some food, and then we'll come home and watch How to Train Your Dragon on Blu-ray, because that is the best movie ever.
Do you talk dirty to your fiance?
No, she doesn't do dirty talk. She likes to like punch me and fight me and claw me and cut me with knives.
Yeah.
And she likes her hair pulled. She likes being bitten, but I can't bite her anywhere where anybody will ever see the mark because she's like a professional big girl now with a big girl job. So so now I just you know, give her huge bruises on her ass.
You're just fucking punching her full steam right in the ass.
No, I say I will smack her in the ass as hard as I can physically smack someone, and she's like, yes. I'm like, if you do that to me, I'm going to turn around and kick you in your cunt.
God.
Dunkus, do you talk dirty to your wife?
Not really. I mean, it's
She'll give me
minimal.
she'll tell me like to fuck her and shit like that.
Yeah.
You ever grab her throat and be like, yeah, you like being my little slut?
I've told her she's a whore before.
Dunkus,
And-
next time you should bust that out. Just bust it out, just out of the blue, and see what your wife does. And report back to the podcast immediately.
So,
I would
Hutch,
freak out.
on this
Emergency
subject, have
podcast.
you ever
Call an
done that
emergency.
to anybody?
But you don't know, Dunkus, that she wouldn't be like, oh my god, and like really, really get into it. You never know.
You?
See, women change completely, like, during sex. Like, Ada's she's real quiet, she's real shy, she's real uncomfortable around people, but, like, once you're having sex, she's like, yep. She'll do anything, she'll try anything, she'll say some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, Goldglove, what about your old girlfriend?
Oh, we know Goldglove didn't talk dirty to his girlfriend, and we don't even need to ask him.
What does that mean?
You've never talked dirty to your girlfriend. You've never done that.
No, not insanely, no.
Okay, so that's my point.
Okay.
You guys ever notice that other people's girlfriends, when you pick them up, they talk dirtier?
Fuck off, John.
Damn it.
So, Goldglove, how do I get in contact with your ex-girlfriend?
Oh, fuck off, man.
You need to get your ex-girlfriend on the podcast and just, like, grill her and just be like, what were you thinking? Like, I do not understand this. Can you arrange that?
She is actually extremely lucky. I am extremely jealous of her.
Cannot arrange that. I don't even know if she listens to these. She might actually listen to them.
Okay, well, Goldglove's ex-girlfriend, if you're listening, I would love for you to come on the podcast.
What do you have to say to her?
I just want to ask her questions about you.
Like what?
Just questions. It doesn't matter. We can talk about it later.
You just want to find out my actual penis size. This is what you're getting at.
Among other things, yes, I would inquire about the length of your
shit.
How long you lasted, more things that we can trend on YouTube and humiliate you in front of 300,000 people. Hutch got 300,000 subscribers. We'll just make it his job to humiliate you. I won't bother.
Oh, he's already took it upon himself to do that.
Yeah,
I've never done that on my channel, though. I've never done that.
That's true, you haven't. I'm waiting for it, though.
I've always launched the Twitter assault and stuff like that. All right, this podcast is dragging on. I got to use the little boy's room. So.
Me too. Because Hutch allowed me to drink tonight, I've had a lot of beers. And, it's nice.
It's nice.
Very nice.
How much? Very nice. How much?
This is
thanks.
Chris Baby podcast episode. What?
7.
Chris.
Yeah. I fixed my payment thing, so they're going to stop ripping me off, and that's going to be sweet.
Okay, I'm going to the bathroom.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, guys. Sharp.
Buenos.